Welcome back to FHWP Live. We are here with the Book Talk, and it's my honor to introduce to you Mr. Tate Thompson. Tate is a author, young adult author, as well as a high school English teacher at Junction City High School, and he's going to talk to us a little bit about both of his favorite book and then some of the writing process that he goes through in writing books. So, Tate, let's start. What's a favorite book that you remember? Maybe something from early in your childhood, something where you remember literature being important to you. Can you think back and find something back there in your memory of that might work for that?
Forever by Judy Blume.
Forever by Judy
Yes.
Blume. And how old were you when you read that?
10.
10 years old?
Yes.
And have you read it since?
No.
No, just read it that one
Just
time.
one time.
And why is that book? Why does that book stand out?
It was the first book that I read that kind of had things that I was interested in, things I wasn't supposed to read, so
Okay.
I thought that would be pretty cool. And
So you think it had some maybe themes or some ideas or some excerpts in it that were maybe a little controversial, possibly?
yes, controversial. Very
Could you
much
give us
so.
an example of one? 'Cause I'm actually
Yeah,
not familiar
it's
with that
actually
book.
about a girl's first time, and so they give pretty graphic details of how that is, and it ends up not being as glamorous as what it would seem to be, and I thought that was something I needed to know. So.
Okay. So do you feel like the author handled that well, and that looking back at it from a teacher's perspective and a parent's perspective, would you have problems with your students or your children reading that book at 10 years old?
Absolutely not, because I think she really is conscious of what she's doing. Judy Blume is, and I think it's she's a teacher at heart, and she knew how to present the material in a way that's acceptable. And I may have read it for the wrong reasons, but in the end, if you look at it as a parent or teacher, I think that the approach to that writing was well done. So.
Okay, and talk to us a little bit about your own writing and what have you done as far as what have you published and what are you working on?
I published a book called Senioritis, which I based on some experiences in the classroom with alternative school kids who are a little different than the rest of the group, currently not working on much of anything just because of time constraints, but.
Sure.
But the process of writing that book was, taking events that I thought were very interesting, taking very interesting personalities, combining those, and taking the real voices of those kids and putting them into a format that would let those voices live, and creating a way for them to grow up, even though they hadn't, necessarily gone through that process completely yet, and giving them in the end, making sure there's some sort of closure, which is one of the things that in a lot of young adult books I read, I feel disappointed a lot of times not knowing what happens to those characters after the fact.
Okay.
I don't like to necessarily have to use my imagination for that. I would like to know what what's next for these people.
Yeah, I just finished a book by Mr. Robert Lipside, and they end the book, and you're one. All these things are left hanging, and I really want to know. I really want the second book to come out about the rest of these kids' lives because they were so dramatic in a short period of time there. It's called A Raiders Night. It's really good. But anything else that you can talk about as far as the writing process goes that you might be able to share with other people that are interested in writing?
You just kind of have to, everyone does something different. Stephen King will write from 7 in the morning till 4 in the afternoon and make it like a job. And for some people that works. For me, it's more of a, maybe if you'll, I had to have 2-hour blocks a day and have goals every week. If you could write 10 pages in a week, that would be a good goal. And so I would make that my goal. And if you surpass it, then you've, done more than you're supposed to. And if not, then you need to step it up the next week and try to make more out of it. So
that's good. Well, folks, you've heard it from an author and somebody that is a great advocate and lover of young adult literature is Mr. Tate Thompson, and I want to thank him for coming out today, and we'll talk to you soon, Tate.
Yeah.